Okay, so a lot of emphasis has been put on Lincoln's self-education. And, while that is important, you kind of contend that that's an incomplete look at how Lincoln became Lincoln. Why do you say that?
Yes, I mean, I think that uh, Lincoln definitely was somebody who was self-educated. Let's not dispute that. There's no question about that. Um, and uh, One has to, I think, acknowledge as well, though, that if he is self-educated, how did he do it? Did he just read a book? Um, what was the process through which he was educated? At the same time, what did he want to be educated about? And so I thought I would take a deeper look into, okay, Lincoln may be educating himself, but for example, was there a time or a period or years when Lincoln was trying to educate himself about being a leader, and particularly about becoming a successful political leader? And I think the answer to that, at least in my judgment, based on my research, is yes, he did. He didn't just find it in a book. He also found it through interacting with people who had interacted with the other people he was trying to follow. People like Andrew Jackson, people like Henry Clay. He was influenced through those interactions, and those interactions would help form his understanding of how to be a president and what he would do as president.
I really like books like this because we have placed figures like this on so much of a pedestal. They're solitary in marble. Lincoln sits by himself in that monument. And books like this bring to life that he's a real person getting through life and learning the same way that any of us would.
Yes, I think that's exactly right. In fact, I say in the introduction something to the effect that Lincoln in real life wasn't just the person you see in the Lincoln Memorial, sitting above everyone else and and being alone. That's not how he learned to lead. He actually, his genius in part is he realized what it was he had to learn. And then he would go out and try and learn it. And that's another reason to admire Lincoln. As you say, he, of course, is a man. That makes his achievements even more amazing, if you will. How did this man who had no formal education, had served only 2 years in the House of Representatives, and never really in an executive office, how did this man become one of the two greatest presidents in American history? And I think part of the answer is he figured out what skills do I need, and then he figured out how to acquire and to refine those skills.